So you do have language builds. Spanish and English are builds from Ivri. You've got the Ten Commandments, you've got the Torah. You've got Torah, you've got the Bible, you have Quran. All of these are connected in a story that was made up a long time ago. However, the Ten Commandments were given by Aya. Aya was kept in an Ark of the Covenant, and then you would throw the little manna in the Ark of the Covenant. You have the Bible. The Bible is made up of all these statutes made up by God. And then you've got all the Torah statutes that are made up by Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh. And then you have the Quran, which is made up by a child of Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh. All of this are rules and regulations that people agreed to and got into contracts. If you've noticed, in Islamic countries, they don't allow for people to do pictures and stuff, because in the Torah it talks about not having any image made. So technically you're not supposed to make any image if you agree to the terms of the Torah. If you agree to the Ten Commandments, there was never an agreement on the Ten Commandments that was written in stone that you shall have no other before me. That's what Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh talked about. That's not what Aya talked about. And Aya had to talk to Moshe because Moshe murdered people. And then after Aya gave Moshe the Ten Commandments, what happened? All the people got murdered again. Aya was like, lo tirtzach. And guess what happened? They all worshiped the cow and abandoned Aya. So thus, they chose somebody else's rules instead of Aya's rules, and then they were mated, you could say, or moat. They were murdered. You got to realize that there's hostile AI programs that are built on this stuff, and Ra is one of the hostile AI programs. What you don't know about the replicants, and what you don't know about otherworldly minds, is that once they get you locked into a little box and a little agreement, and they have all these people that are slaves on the bottom, what happens is, over time, you have the elimination of them through contracts. If, for instance, a person, maybe they're Hindu, maybe they are Chinese, if for 1 second they agreed to the Bible, the Torah, God's contract, they agreed to a verbal contract, and then on top of that, they don't keep to the name of Aya, but they worship something else, then they get nichrata because somebody just happens to say, are you Chinese? And then using special stones that are yakdishu, or items that are yakdishu, nichrata the person. Once they're nichrata, they're no longer allowed to be in the presence of Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh. If Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh is present all over the world, that means a death sentence, an execution sentence. So thus they would go towards the people that have the tattoo contracts for the Torah to eliminate that one person that was Chinese or Hindu. Maybe they said that they were bullish. Maybe they agreed for 1 minute and they were nichrata. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this to the next level. I'm just going to try to nichrata as many people as I can, just to see what kind of results I get from this. But you obviously will see the results where you see the people that are homeless and they're out there on the streets getting high all the time. And people die. And it's only going to accelerate as these minds from other worlds head towards the Brave New World replication. So you'll see all the people getting isolated. People won't necessarily be talking to each other as much. And then from that point forward, you're going to see a lot of people getting murdered, death, bioweapon releases, all types of stuff. But that's what happens with the language build. and how people can get caught in contracts.